This meeting is being recorded.
Oke, share screen-nya udah kelihatan? Is it visible?
Yes,
Not
it's
yet.
visible. Oh, belum.
But
Bentar.
what about now?
Oh, udah.
Okay. All right. So today, we are going to continue our lesson with still speaking. So I will give you some structure for today's agenda. The first, we are going to practice the second part of IELTS speaking. Because why we practice the second part or the part two of the speaking, because we have not um, make it as a homework. Uh, the previous assignment that we did itu part one and part three, right? So we have not practiced for part two. So today we will begin our class by practicing the second part of I am speaking. And after that, we are going to discuss. Sorry, not discuss. We are going to practice the whole part of speaking IELTS, part 1, 2, and 3. The questions that we are going to practice today, we will take from this Cambridge official book from the first practice. Yeah. After that, setelah practice masing-masing, we are going to discuss reading parts of IELTS. Kita bakalan kenal contoh-contoh teksnya, contoh-contoh tipe soalnya ada sentence completion, summary, note table, flowchart completion, short answer questions, diagram label completion, multiple choice, matching information, headings, features, sentence ending sama summary completion, sama ada lagi true false not given dan yes no not given. Tipe soal IELTS reading itu ada banyak banget dan setiap reading itu ada 4 section of passage ya, ada 4 passage dan panjang-panjang. Tapi hari ini kita bakalan mempraktikkan reading juga. For actually it's for 20 minutes. Tapi karena kita baru practice pertama, uh, probably it will more than 20 minutes. That's okay, that's fine. Tapi kita akan coba untuk menyelesaikan question 1 sampai 13 untuk pertanyaan ini. Untuk passage pertama yaitu Roman Tunnels sampai nanti di halaman ke-13. Oke, itu untuk gambaran apa yang mau kita pelajari hari ini. Oke, any question?
No.
Any question? No? Okay. So, we will start to discuss yang part 2 of IELTS speaking test. Describe a role that is important in your school. So, I take the question from this book. Actually, this book is also taken from the link of models and resources that I have sent to you. So you can also find out the materials from this folder, the speaking. And so today we are going to discuss these questions. Uh, Describe something is normally can be found in type of question part 2, and there are several sub-questions for every question of part 2, such as describe a foreign country you would like to visit in the future. So here's the question: foreign country you would like to visit in the future. Before we are going to dive deeper to the question yang ada di bawahnya, I want to ask you, both of you, describe a foreign country you would like to visit. Kak Harina, foreign country. Please mention a foreign country you would like to visit in the near future.
I want to visit Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay, it's nearby our region. It's still in the region of ASEAN, right?
Right. It's still a region of
Vietnam,
ASEAN.
not Cambodia and Myanmar, right?
No, I don't want to leave.
Because that will be very dangerous for us. There are many workers who escape from that country.
Yeah.
Kak Ina, mention a foreign country you would like to visit in the near future.
South Korean. South Korea.
South Korea,
Yeah.
not North Korea.
Oh,
Once again,
no,
that's
no,
very
no.
uh if you both of you now I would like to ask a question for both of you. Describe a foreign country you would like to visit in the near future. Please give some reasons, Kak Karina. Why do you want to visit Vietnam? Why
As far as
Vietnam?
I know, okay.
Hmm.
As far as I know, Vietnam has um Muslim has a snow station, and I really want to visit that because uh one of uh one of the reason is I want to try the pho, the original pho. I like
Hmm.
that uh, uh food, so I really want to try that in the origin place.
The traditional food
Original, yes,
originally made from the real like the country, the original country.
yes,
Like
it
you
is
eat nasi padang in
traditional
Padang,
snow.
right?
Yeah, yeah, something
Okay.
like that.
You eat nasi kecil in Jogja. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Kak Ina, why do you want to visit South Korea?
Uh, as I previously as I previously mentioned in our meeting, I'm a fan of certain boy groups, so my goal is to watch them in their country.
Okay, to see them in
Yeah,
that country.
in their country.
Now, please take a piece of paper.
Mhm.
For both of you, please take a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Please answer this question, and I'll give you around 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to round up to brush up all of the questions. Okay, you may start from now, and I'll ask you one by one, and please explain in 2 minutes for each of you. minutes left. Okay. Are you ready for both of you? Describe your
Bentar, Kak, belum.
Can you give me 1 minute more?
Okay.
1 more minute.
Okay. Okay. Oke, udah ya. Kita mulai dari Kak Karina dulu. Describe a foreign country you would like to visit in the future. You should say what is this, what you have known about it, who you would like to go there with, and explain why you would like to visit it. Silakan dalam waktu 2 menit dimulai dari sekarang.
I really want to visit Vietnam. It is a Southeast Asian country, one of the Southeast Asian country. Um, as far as I know, Vietnam is has similarities to Indonesia for its culture and traditions. It has a lot of ethnics, things like Indonesia, and it is mm, popular for its cuisines and their event. And I really want to go there with my friend. Uh, we've already um had a plan for like 2 years now, I think, and I really hope I can we can go to that country soon. Um, the reason why I really want to visit that country is because um I am a big um fan of um culinary, and I think uh, Vietnam popular dishes like pho and spring roll is something that I really want to try in that original country.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and there's this new I mean a yearly event, and it's called Lunar New Year. I really want to see that in person, so that is the reason why I really want to see. I want to visit Vietnam.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, that's around two
Okay.
minutes. And okay, Kak Ina, now describe a foreign country you would like to visit in the future yang South Korea. Silakan. You may start from now for 2 minutes.
I love to visit South Korea because I'm a fan of one K-pop group. So I like to watch them in their own country. And aside of K-pop, South Korea, known by their food and their culture. I want to try their original sundubu jjigae because I really like that food. I ordered many times in Indonesia, so I really want to try the original made by them. And then I will try to visit, and I would love to visit their cultural building. And I would love to visit the country with my closest friend, Karina, though I don't know if we are compatible travel buddy or not. But I still love to go with her because she also like the K-pop group that I personally like. And I really want to achieve my goal to watch them in their own country. So yeah, that's the reason I really want to visit South Korea. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, it still have several minutes yeah, before 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Biasanya, examiner will ask another question.
Oh,
Okay, thank you so much. Now let's discuss the example, sample answer of the above questions.
oh,
Yeah. I will read the no, I will not read it. I will ask Karina to read this part of the answer, the sample answer, until this part. Please, Karina. I have
Oh,
already.
okay. I have always been fascinated by exploring different cultures and meeting people from various backgrounds. Among all the countries, Japan is one I would love to visit the most. I enjoy watching Japanese movies. During my childhood, I read a lot of Japanese manga or graphic novels and watch anime, Japanese cartoons. Even now, I often watch anime on YouTube or Netflix, which keeps my interest alive. Japan stands out for its values and discipline. After the 2011 tsunami, there was no looting or violence, which I found very surprising.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Before we move on to Kaina to read the later part of this section, um, the the sample give us an example of using several new it's not new but uncommon words such as fascinated yang biasanya kita bikin pakai kalimat like interested by or just attracted by, but he or she used fascinated. He uses fascinated by. Or we can also or use no looting or violence to describe the situation of Japan. So you can also give the examiner explanation of the country that you want to visit, like the historical story, the the uniqueness of the country, or the character of the people, or the society of or society. Um, you can also mention the name of the boy band or girl band that you are fond of it very much. Uh, and as we can see from this part, uh, even though the question itu in the form of listing ya, listing ada what you have known about it. We don't have to say I know blah 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 or the reason why I like this country or the reason why I want to visit this country is not that kind of listing answer, but just make it more natural. Like for example, explain why you would like to visit it. I really like to visit this country because na 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 and so on. So shouldn't be like saying the answer sounds like answering list question. Okay, now let's move on to Kak Ina from this part until the end of part.
I later learned that moral values and ethics are taught from a young age in schools. Japanese students clean their schools in rotation, promoting responsibility and cleanliness. They follow hygienic practices like using different shoes indoors and outdoors to prevent the spread of germs. Japan refused to sell nuclear technology to India because they no longer use it themselves. This reflects their commitment to their beliefs and principles. Buddhism, which originated in India, is a major religion in Japan, creating a cultural link between the two countries. Although my current knowledge about Japan comes from anime, manga, and news, I would love to visit and experience the culture firsthand. Visiting Japan will give me the opportunity to explore its tradition, people, and lifestyle more deeply.
Okay, alright. So thank you so much for reading this part. Okay, that's the example of part two. Now let's move on to the uh, speaking section or the example of speaking section of the first part. Sorry, the first practice of this ebook. Actually, there are seven practices, seven package or seven section. Dan ada general trainingnya sendiri, academic testnya sendiri. But before we sambil saya nyari pertanyaannya di bagian reading and bagian speaking, probably both of you, do you have any question before we move on to the practice? Do you?
Pertanyaan tentang apa negara ini memang selalu ada atau salah
No,
satunya lagi?
it's just an example. Kalau
Oh, oke.
pertanyaannya yang part itu ada banyak banget sih kak. Eh, Kakak bisa baca di ini di table of contents ini ada banyak sekali contohnya. Describe a time when you have a child, describe something you receive for free. Terus di bagian bawahnya itu ada pertanyaan lanjutan yang part ketiga. Nah ya, if I'm not mistaken yang part 3 follow up question itu still related, umumnya masih related to part 2 sebenarnya. But it's more general aja. For example, what do you think my country is different? Do you think reading is a good way to get to know other countries? Why? How do people get information about other countries? From watching movies, documentaries, news, articles. How does traveling abroad affect young people? What are the advantages of working in an international company? Of course, it will be like meeting new people, learn about different cultures. What do you think of national identity? If we if we um, mingle to bergaul ya, if we acculturate with different culture, somehow we will lose our national identity because we integrate with the other culture, with the global society. What do you think about it? And other question masih ada di bawahnya. Nah itu teman-teman bisa baca-baca di ini ya. Paling nggak satu hari baca aja part 2 dan part 3 ya. Ini kan cuma 2 halaman. Dibaca aja itu sebenarnya it's very helpful. Dibaca itu it helps us to train our mind, train our uh, brain to make a habit to learn new words, to learn the pattern of part 2 and 3 of this video. So, uh, Silakan dipelajari. Any other question? Any other question?
Cukup.
Okay. Now, kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, kita lanjutkan ke tes 1 part speaking di page 172. So, we have ya di halaman ini ya, pertanyaan part 1 itu adalah tentang school days dan buildings. I will give this question to masing-masing ya, school days and buildings. Salah satu akan dapetin masing-masing pertanyaan ini. Kemudian part 2-nya, keduanya kalian berdua teman-teman akan menjawab pertanyaan yang sama, yaitu describe an interesting story that you read or that you heard or read about in the news. Tapi kan menjawab dan mengerjakannya kan sendiri-sendiri. So it will be okay, I think. Jadi tidak perlu pertanyaan untuk part 2 ini dibedakan. Part ketiga beda lagi pertanyaannya. For both of you will be asked or will answer different questions about reading newspapers and the future of newspaper. Alright. Without further ado, kita akan practice this part ya without any longer preparation. Kita mulai dari sekarang aja karena I will give you information about reading dan juga we will also practice the reading section. Jadi kita langsung practice aja ya. Oke, kita mulai dari Kak Ina dulu yang school days. Kak Ina. Tell me something about your secondary school.
There's nothing interesting in my secondary school, but I think one of memory that live on my mind is that I have one friends that I really close with, but sadly that now I didn't get in contact with her. So I hope that someday I can make a contact with her.
Which subject did you find most difficult at school? Why?
Subject. Mathematics is always hard for me because I don't know, it's really hard to calculate something.
Do you ever need the subject now? Why and why not?
Honestly, there's math in pharmacy, but I don't think it's quite hard because it's just like a simple math. So yeah, I still can do the simple math, so it's not really hard for me in the math in pharmacy.
What did you enjoy about being a school student?
I just need to learn and go to school and having a day with my friends without worries about like I don't have money or I don't need to pay the rent, something like that.
Okay, thank you so much. That's the end of part 1. Now let's move on to Kak Karina and let's talk about buildings. Are there any famous buildings in your hometown? And what are they?
There is this monument of a monument honoring the victims of a massacre during the Indonesian Revolution, and it's called Monument of Rawagede, and it's located in Karawang.
In what
That's
type
pretty
of building?
famous,
Okay.
and that is a very pretty famous um building in Karawang.
Okay. In what type of building do most people in your hometown live?
Mm, a building that the most we lived in Karawang is like wait, what is it? It Karawang. I think Karawang is has its mix of buildings like um a different kind of mosque, and there is this called Bendungan, and I think that uh Karawang has very unique and various type of building.
Okay. Should buildings be attractive to look at? Why?
Yes, I think the first one you want to acknowledge that the kind of building is from what it looks like, and if a building doesn't catch an eye, then it can be that recognizable.
Hmm. Okay. What is the most unusual building you have ever seen? Why?
The unusual in what in a way of that makes me wondering. I think it's IKN. It's
Hmm.
not from Karawang, but I still I haven't seen it in myself, but I think that building is very controversial because it took a lot it took a lot of it needs a lot of money, national, I mean country, and it didn't quite uh catch an eye from the looks itself, and also from the use of it is not really uh that building is actually just an empty building without the use. So it's unique in my eyes. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's the end of part. Thank you for sharing. Now let's move on to part two. For both of you as the candidates, please have a pen and a piece of paper and write down about this question. Write down the answer of this question. Describe an interesting story that you heard or read about in the news. You should say when you heard or read about the story, what the story was about, why the story was in the news, and explain why you thought the story was interesting, like phenomenal story or phenomenon or attractive event, unusual event, or yeah, interesting story that you heard or read about. You can also find um, not only news in the newspaper, like news online or YouTube. Yeah, news from YouTube. You can also explain about it. So I'll give you 3 minutes. No, 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Sekarang 47 berarti 50 ya. 1950. And you may start from now. Sorry. One minute left. Okay. Now, let me ask Ina first to describe an interesting story that you heard or read about in the news. You should say when you heard or read about the story, what the story was about, why the story was in the news, and explain why you thought the story was interesting. Okay, let's begin from Kak Ina. You will have 2 minutes. You may start from now.
Uh, I read one book mentioning about zombie viruses in Siberia. I thought it wasn't real until I tried to search it up. And it was, and there's a journal about that actually, and I'm really shocked to know that there's a kind of zombie viruses in this world. So it was like the scientists found that there's isolated live viruses in Siberia and show they could still infect a single cell organism, though they had been buried and permafrost for long years, 1,000 years. They still can infect a cell, a human cell. And I thought the this this font of the verses is interesting because there's it's something new, and there's not a lot of people knowing about this. So I thought it was really interesting, and um I try to I try to learn and search more about the viruses, but I don't really. But because it's a long time ago, I found the news. Now I'm not really remember about the story. Thank you.
Okay, that's adequate time, yeah, for 2 minutes. Thank you so much. You have explained very clearly, and I think you have really improved in terms of pronunciation, fluency, and hopefully it will be better uh, with repeatable practice. Yeah, deliberate practice. Please practice all over uh, along days, like every probably like every week, twice a week, or 3 times a week for both of you. Okay, let's continue. Then let's move on to Kak Karina with
Kak,
the
sorry,
same question.
ini mau
Yeah.
tanya, ini story-nya bisa tentang apa aja kan? Maksudnya yang kita lihat di berita gitu di news.
Mm-mm. Kalau Kak Karina rencananya apa? Storynya tentang apa?
It was about the ceasefire, uh, Israel and between the Israel and Palestine.
Ceasefire, gencatan senjata.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. Even oh, interesting story. Yeah. Mm, no, no. Bukan no maksudnya. That's okay.
Is
Not
that
only.
okay?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, with the same question, please take 2 minutes to answer this question, and you may start from now.
Okay. Um, not too long ago, we have already know that the Israel is breaking the ceasefire between the agreement between Israel and Palestine, and I've heard and read about that story in every platform, and I think the story is about Israel breaking international law but blockading trucks of aid, food, and any other basic needs. And I also heard that despite the ceasefire that's been happening for only 2 weeks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the bombing is still continuing from the Israel itself. And now um, there is this almost like 100 um victims uh, from the moment the ceasefire is agreed. And why the story was in the news is because we know this agreement of the ceasefire is negotiated from all over the world, but uh, that country is still breaking that law, and it's still very questionable. I mean, uh, it is very interesting, but not in a positive way, and I really despise that action from that act. And I thought what makes it interesting is why the world is still silent despite the victims, the news that we already seen all over the platform, and we know the truth, but it's still but there's still no action that matters to save the victim or the Palestinian itself. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. As I have the email previously, I gave her feedback. Also, I will give you some feedback. In the beginning of your answer, it sounds like you have a doubt and a reluctance when you want to speak in the beginning. Is it true? Or if it's only my feeling? Because it sounds like you have some filler and hesitation. But after in the middle of wait, bentar, ada rekan kerja saya nelfon bentar ya teman-teman ya. Oke, kita lanjut tadi. Tadi I give you some feedback, ya. So I have mentioned that at the beginning it sounds like you are reluctant to answer the question. Probably like you're searching for the flow of this, how to answer this question. But after that, in the middle of the answer, you have found the flow, and I found it interesting from your style of speaking. When you say, but I think this can be found on any people in the way of their technique of communication. Yeah. When you find something words, it's interesting, like topic, interesting topic. You use the right intonation, like you kayak menekankan di kata tertentu, when kayak intonasinya lebih tinggi di kata tertentu when the words is interesting or the topic is interesting. And I found this is really good way to speak, yeah, for both of you. That it will make
Kak, sorry suaranya kresek-kresek.
that it will make sekarang gimana?
Sudah.
Is it okay?
Masih, Kak.
Masih ya. Sudah. Aku lanjutin dulu ya. Nanti teman-teman bisa nyimak rekamannya. Hopefully masih oke untuk mendengarkan. Jadi itu tadi sih kalau rekomendasi saya. Jadi penekanan di kata tertentu. Gitu. And I found it good for Kak Karina, and that's okay. Also, yeah, you have memperlihatkan ada improvement from the previous week, yeah, from the last week. Thank you so much. Now let's move on to part 3 without any space or further ado. Let's move on to part 3 to back to Karina. Let's talk about reading newspapers. Are you ready, Karina?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about reading newspapers. When do people like to read the newspaper?
I feel like the best time to read a newspaper is in the morning, because we still like refresh from still feel like a new mau ngomong apa sih? Kak, boleh diulang nggak?
Okay, why do people like to read newspaper?
I feel like the best time to read newspaper is in the morning, because we are still fresh, so we can absorb the information, or just more focus to read the newspaper.
How important is it for people to have a choice of newspaper? Like we have newspaper for especially for sport, like bola, you know, newspaper, and Femina or Republika and Compass, which is very different in terms of the topics, the rubrics is very different. Compass tend to be more pluralist. So how important is it for people to have the choice of newspaper?
I think it's important to choose what kind of newspaper do you like to read, because there's think like Tempo, for example, I think they have a different point of view when they try to give some info to us as readers, and I think it's more like I don't know how to uh explain it. It's like a more uh blatantly uh other than some news source.
Mhm.
So I think it's quite important.
Okay. What does a good newspaper contain, in your opinion?
The good newspaper, I think it should contain clarity,
Mhm.
and then it's contain certain jujuran tuh apa ya?
And terus kebenaran kan?
Okay. So the newspaper should contain should truthful ya? Truth apa tadi?
Kalau truthfully jadinya bisa dipercaya.
Oh iya,
Terus
apa?
kebenaran.
Trust ya Kak? Apa?
Trust itu dipercaya.
Honesty.
Oh,
Terus TRUTH. Terus.
truth. Uh, the good newspaper should contain truth and clarity, so we know that we really get the actual information, not some like a buzzer news or something like that. So we really knew the truth behind the news.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I will give you some feedback after this. Okay. The future of newspaper. Karina, let's talk about the future of newspapers. Why do some people choose to read the news on the internet rather than in newspaper?
I think some people would choose internet rather than the newspaper because uh, the internet itself is reachable, and I think it is quite it's very convenient, and a lot of people could access the internet more, and it's easier to find news from all over the world.
Mm-hmm. How is internet news different from the news you read in the newspaper?
I mean, the internet has up to date has a lot more up to date news. I mean, internet can everyone can access internet from all over the world, and the process of the newspaper itself, I think it is quite long. It has there are this bureaucracy of for the newspaper to be released, and it's the process itself. I think it's not quite. It took a lot of time to make a news from the newspaper, and it is quite convenient for the internet.
Will internet news ever replace newspapers? Why?
Um, in my opinion, people nowadays, especially the young people, tend to like to see news on the internet more than the newspapers. But I think the internet uh, cannot really completely replace the newspaper because newspaper itself has been quite there for a long time, and it's still um we can still have that newspaper. And the newspaper from the newspaper we could access from offline, so it can be read without an internet connection. So there is this reason newspaper their own reason for newspaper to still cannot be replaced by the internet. And I said that before that uh, we from the internet we could access everyone could access the internet. So the hoax or the fake news might be uh, rude uh, easier from the on the internet than the newspaper.
Okay, thank you so much. Kak Ina, do you familiar with this topic? Are you familiar with this topic? The
Uh,
newspaper?
I'm not really familiar,
Mhm.
so I don't know, it's hard to find the right words to this topic.
Yeah, I can feel it because if we compare to the previous section, the part two, you had very clearly elaborating the part two previously. Yeah, I think because you have told an information or story that is closely related to your interests about the pharmacy or the book that you really like the most. What about Kak Karina? Uh, are you familiar with the topic?
Quite familiar.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the topic?
Yeah, it's quite familiar with the topic.
Mhm.
I've read
So
newspaper
it.
before, but it's
Oh.
yeah, but it's uh harder. It's much more harder to find newspaper now,
Mm,
but it's
yeah.
still there.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Thank you so much for answering the question. Now, or do you have any question? Because especially related to the speaking part of the IELTS, because we will not turn back to the speaking part because we have to move on to other parts after the test. Do you have any question?
No,
Oke, so udah cukup jelas ya tentang berarti part 1, 2, 3 itu seperti apa. Terus we have practiced a lot and I think you have memperlihatkan improvement from compared to the previous meetings. Now let's move on to the reading section. Sebentar, tapi kita lihat dulu contoh-contoh pertanyaannya di bagian reading terlebih dahulu ya. Uh, wait. In this reading section itu ada 4 passage ya, 4 paragraf, bukan 4 paragraf, sorry, 4 teks. Umumnya 4 teks. Dan setiap teks itu normally 1 sampai 13 or 15 questions. Dan ada 3 different kinds of question yang berbeda-beda in every passage. Jadi beda seperti reading TOEFL. Kalau teman-teman mungkin ketika dulu lulus kuliah ada syarat untuk TOEFL, itu di readingnya semuanya tipenya sama, yaitu multiple choice. Tapi kalau di IELTS itu nggak seperti itu. Kita harus terbiasa dan apalagi pindah ke jenis pertanyaan setelah kita mengerjakan satu section, kita pindah ke section berikutnya atau jenis pertanyaan berikutnya itu is very rapid, very immediate. There is no tolerance to or yeah, we have to keep our endurance, ketahanan untuk melihat teks yang panjang itu dengan berubah pindah-pindah tipe soal gitu. kan tadinya misalnya kita ngerjain true false not given, habis itu pindah ke multiple choice yang I think at the beginning it will be very challenging, tapi kalau kita lama-lama banyak practice, lama-lama terbiasa juga. Ini general training for reading skill, reading section, tapi sebenarnya sama aja sih, hampir sama. Tapi kalau di yang general training itu will be, I think it will be easier ya kalau dibandingkan dengan academic, karena jenis readingnya juga beda sih. Kalau yang academic of course dia lebih complicated, I think more academic. Tapi for make it more challenging, I think apa ya, lebih baik kita coba sesuatu yang lebih sulit. Kalau kakak ngambil general training, jadi ketika ngerjain yang general training will be easier. Bersabar ya, men-scrollnya agak lama. Kalau di sini contoh-contoh soalnya itu masih pendek-pendek ya. Kebetulan kita bapak kita latihan dari sini dulu, habis itu yang bagian ini kita jauh dengan PR ya. Kalau misalnya ada waktu, ya kita bahas. Oke, di bagian atas di reading section itu kita lihat contoh pertanyaannya dulu ya tadi di bagian atas. Contoh pertanyaannya itu, bukan contoh pertanyaan. Jenis pertanyaannya itu ada banyak ya, ada different types of question in this section. Jadi sentence completion itu berarti melengkapi kalimat. Jadi ada 3-4 kalimat gitu. Yang bagian ujungnya itu ada di titik-titik gitu, atau umumnya pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang sentence completion nggak selalu berada di ujung akhir, kadang di tengah. Ya,
Kak, maaf suaranya nggak
suaraku
jelas,
putus
nggak kedengeran. Putus-putus terus apa kresek gitu. Apa terlalu kedekatan sama mikrofonnya atau gimana ya, Kak?
Oke. Kayaknya karena di sampingku ada kipas, Kak.
Oh, oke.
Kalau sekarang gimana? Udah kan? Oh, aku kecilin tadi kipasnya. Oke, I'm
Masih
sorry.
sih,
Kalau sentence completion masih ya?
masih. Kedengarannya waktu kakaknya bicara doang sih.
Sekarang gimana?
Tiga.
Aman? Masih sama?
Masih sama.
Bentar, Kak. Aku pindah ke wifi dulu ya. Ke ini tetheringku. Halo? Cek. Halo, Kak?
Udah Kak,
Aku
better.
balik lagi.
Ada
Oh,
lagi.
iya, oke.
Nggak apa-apa deh, dilanjut dulu aja,
Iya,
Kak.
gak apa-apa Kak.
Semoga nanti di rekamannya nggak kayak gini ya, Kak.
Iya.
Oke. Yang sentence completion itu bentuk kalimat nya itu dikasih titik-titik gitu. Tapi nggak selalu berada di ujung ya. Titik-titiknya itu kadang berada di tengah juga. Itu adalah sentence completion. Nanti kita lihat contoh-contohnya. Summary itu bentuk ringkasan, note, catatan table, flowchart itu sebenarnya hampir mirip mereka. Jadi Kita lihat aja nanti contohnya seperti apa ya. Short answer question, diagram label completion itu seperti di sini. Ini adalah contoh diagram label. Jadi kita berikan jawabannya itu sesuai dengan yang ada di teksnya ya. Misalnya ini bagian kosong bla 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 to direct the tunneling. Ya, ini bukan kebetulan. Sekalian dikasih alat bantu yaitu anak panah untuk menunjukkan benda yang mana sebenarnya yang dimaksud di bagian titik-titik ini. Nah, ini kan yang dimaksud itu adalah yang bentuknya vertikal ini ya, seperti yang berdiri ini, yang bentuknya vertikal ini, yang ditanyakan bla 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 to direct the tunneling. To direct the tunneling berarti untuk mengarahkan tunnel ini. Tunnel itu kan jalurnya ya. Water runs into a bla 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 used by local people. Water, maksudnya ini kan ngomongin tentang tunnel ya, aliran air. Water runs mengalir ke sebuah bla 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 digunakan oleh local people. Melalui apa? Atau ke dalam apa? Into apa? Ini yang ditanyakan berarti tempat untuk ngalir air ini yang dikasih anak panah. Terus yang bagian 3, yang pertanyaan ketiga, vertical shafts to remove earth and core, bla bla bla. Jadi ini yang ditanyakan berarti kegunaan dari vertical shaft ini, remove earth dan untuk apa, bla bla bla. Itu banyak contoh dari diagram label completion bentuk pertanyaan. Multiple choice seperti biasa, tapi normally jumlah opsinya itu ada 3 atau 4. Sedikit challenging di bagian multiple choice karena meskipun bentuknya multiple choice dan seakan-akan kita udah sering menjawab tipe pertanyaan multiple choice, tapi multiple choice IELTS itu agak beda nanti. Dia agak sedikit sulit aja gitu. Karena mirip-mirip dan sometimes it takes more time. Matching information, matching heading, matching feature, matching sentence ending itu hampir sama sebenarnya, cuma bentuknya aja yang beda-beda ya. Kalau heading itu berarti kita mencocokkan satu paragraf dengan topik yang ditanyakan. Contohnya kita lihat di sini ada ya, matching heading. Ini bentuk contoh multiple choice ya, ada 4 opsi. Ini yang summary, contoh summary. Studies in digital screen use. Jadi yang teman-teman baca, yang part membahas tentang studies on digital screen use, nggak perlu dibaca semuanya. Dan biasanya ini berurutan ya. Ini misalnya kan change in reading dari paragraf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ini semuanya berurutan biasanya. Misalnya 14, 15, 16 itu biasanya di bagian awal kan. What is the writer's main point in the first paragraph? Pasti yang ditanyakan di bagian awal. Maka kalau yang ditanyakan adalah summary dari ini, biasanya adalah lanjutan dari part di paragraf di mana kita ketemu jawaban nomor 17. Pasti di belakang atau di bawahnya lah yang studies on digital screen di sini. Jadi carinya nggak perlu ke atas dari atas atau sampai bawah banget, karena yang bawah itu yang ditanyakan, yang bakalan menanyakan pertanyaan-pertanyaan di question selanjutnya. Jadi kemungkinan ini ada di tengah. Tapi tetap sesuaikan ya, dan baca lagi lah di part yang studies on digital screen di sini. Ini contoh true false not given. True itu kalau statementnya sesuai dengan yang ada di teks. False itu kalau statementnya bertentangan dengan yang ada di teks, dan not given kalau nggak disebutkan sama sekali. Antara false sama not given itu hampir sama, tapi bedanya adalah kalau false itu disebutkan unsurnya tapi nggak tepat. Misalnya, if the statement agrees with the views of the writer, true, bener ada di dalam teksnya. Jadi di-mention bener-bener gitu. Misalnya satu kalimat gitu 100% semuanya clear benar meskipun diparaphrase. Tapi kalau false itu disebutkan di situ tapi cuma 50%-nya aja yang benar dari keseluruhan kalimat. Kalau not given berarti nggak relevan atau nggak disebutkan sama sekali, nggak ada di teksnya. Contoh ini contoh matching heading itu seperti ini. Jadi paragraf itu dibagi jadi beberapa part gitu. Jadi ini A, ini berarti heading A, B heading B, C D E F ini. Nah ini adalah list of headingnya. Jadi disesuaikan, dipasangkan dengan yang part masing-masing ini, A sampai F. A sampai F itu section A itu headingnya yang mana, heading yang mewakili dari section A itu yang mana, jadi pasti Romawi di sebelahnya atau di jawabannya. Ini kembali lagi ke multiple choice. Ini yes no not given, jangan lupa jadi ada dua tipe yang mirip kayak gini, ada true false not given, ada yes no not given. Jangan sampai salah, sama saya kadang kayak gitu. Misalnya yang ditanyakan di sini itu yes no not given, saya nulisnya true, itu pasti salah karena letter meskipun sama-sama benar gitu tetap aja disalahkan karena nggak sesuai. Terus sesuaikan dengan permintaan soalnya di instruksinya. Misalnya di sini choose one word only, jadi nggak, yang dijawab itu di sini cuma satu kata, nggak boleh lebih dari satu kata. Only one word ya, one word only. Di sini choose no more than 2 words from the passage for each answer. No more than 2 words, nggak boleh lebih dari 2 kata. Satu kata boleh, tapi 3 kata nggak bisa. Maksimal 2 kata. Oke, itu contohnya dulu. Balik lagi ke sini. Ada pertanyaan dulu?
Oh, Pak.
Cukup ya. Sebentar, cariin soal yang relevan. Nah ini, jadi only one word, no more than 2 words, or one word and a number. A number boleh kalau ada angkanya juga. Kadang kan ada soal yang seperti itu ya, nah informasi yang ada angkanya. Nah untuk angka itu bukan berarti 1, 2, 3 itu ya nggak cuma itu aja, tapi kalau misalnya ada 1995 itu juga satu angka hitungannya. 1000 tahun kayak gitu itu satu angka. Two words and a number. Jadi perhatikan yang kayak gini ya, perintahnya jangan sampai lebih dari apa yang diminta. Oke, kita coba di sini ada flowchart diagram completion. Contohnya seperti ini apa? Sentence completion tadi. Not completion ini ini flowchart yang dia ada flow alurnya gitu. Oke, ini diagram. Oke, kita ke contoh soalnya. Share. Teman-teman udah ada kan sebenarnya yang begini, reading ini. Roman Thanos. Silakan dibuka dulu. Roman Thanos itu 1, 2, dia ada di paragraf 1 dan 2 ya. Diagramnya. Kita coba tinggal nomor pertama. Karena tadi kita mulainya agak telat di 19:10, jadi kita tambahkan beberapa menit. Nah, the Persian Cannot method, ini kita cuma bahas yang 3 nomor pertama. Nomor-nomor berikutnya untuk PR ya. True, false, not given. Meskipun aku belum menjelasin secara detail, tapi yang penting teman-teman ngerjain dulu aja. Masalah benar atau salah, yang penting coba aja dulu. Karena malah kalau salah nanti udah kita evaluasi. Kita belajar dari praktis. Silakan dibaca dulu, dibaca masing-masing ya. Kemudian dipahami paragraf pertama kedua khususnya. Pertama kedua, habis itu dijawab pertanyaan ini yang question untuk nomor 1 sampai 3. Atau ada pertanyaan dulu, silakan. Ada pertanyaan dulu?
Ini filenya sempat di-share di grup ya, Kak?
Iya, udah pernah. Ada di grup, Kak, di bagian description juga. Boleh ya. Atau tadi aku udah ngirim ke chat juga.
Oke, aku cek dulu ya, Kak.
Atau besok kan kita bahas nih yang nomor 1 sampai 13. Teman-teman kerjain dulu ya, terus maksudnya besok. Hari ini kita coba tiga soal ini. Besok dilanjutin. Teman-teman print aja. Kalau bisa di print aja biar mempermudah gitu. Dicoret-coret. Kalau ada kosakata baru kan bisa dikasih arti di sampingnya. Gitu. Daripada kayak gini kan jadi dia naik turun, scroll gitu. Senyamannya teman-teman. Oke, silakan dikerjakan dulu. Aku kasih waktu 10 menitan. Udah dibaca paragraf 1-2? Have you read?
Sudah
Masih
dibaca, Kak.
dibaca.
Oke. Udah sampai paragraf kedua belum? Kita coba bahas bareng-bareng aja.
Udah,
Udah, oke.
boleh dibahas bareng.
Ya. Jadi ini Roman tunnels di masa daerah Roma zaman dulu ya berarti. Who once controlled areas of Europe, North Africa, and Asia Minor. Karena ada tulisan Persia kan, zaman dulu berarti. Roma, Persia. Yang sekarang disebut sebagai negara Iran. Nah, coba kita ke diagramnya. The Persian Khanate method. The Persian Khanate method. Nah, di sini the Persians itu berarti orang-orang Persia ya. In the first millennium BCE, they introduced the Khanate method of tunnel construction. Mereka memperkenalkan metode Khanate untuk pembangunan tunnel yang terdiri dari post over a hill in a straight line to ensure the tunnel kept to its root and then digging vertical shaft in the ground of regular interval. Nah, ini adalah elemen atau unsur yang ada di Khanate tunnel construction, konstruksi tunnel itu. Nah, udah dapetin jawabannya belum? Di nomor 1 dulu. The Persian Khanate method, bla bla bla, direct the tunneling. Di sini ada kata kunci direct the tunneling, mengarahkan tunnel itu. Nah, kita cari dia di kata kuncinya. Di sini ada tunnel construction yang mungkin sinonim dengan kata direct apa direct the tunnel.
Ensure that the tunnel kept to its route.
Ensure the tunnel kept to its route, betul ya. Ini adalah paraphrase dari
Halo, suaranya hilang, Kak.
terus jadi bla 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 to direct the tunneling. Kita bisa juga
Post it.
melihat ilustrasi gambarannya, tapi kita cuma bayangin aja. Share screen-nya udah kelihatan, masih kelihatan nggak? Halo?
Hilang, Kak.
Esken sama suaranya sempat hilang.
Oh iya, tadi terus keluar zoom-nya nggak tadi. Sekarang udah kelihatan share screen-nya?
Belum.
Belum. Oh, udah.
Oke. Nah, tadi yang to ensure the tunnel kept to its route itu adalah paraphrase dari kata direct yang mengarahkan. Bla 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 to direct the tunneling. Itu yang di yang tadi aku sebutin yang bentuknya vertikal ini. Yang mana? Teman-teman udah dapetin belum nomor 1?
Post bukan sih, Kak?
Ya, betul. Jawabannya post. Harus ada S belakangnya, jangan hanya POST aja, harus ada
Ya.
S ya. Jadi
Post.
ini In the early first millennium BCE, they introduced the Kanat method to tunnel construction. Di sini belum ada jawabannya sih. Tapi kalau ketika kita udah masuk yang which consists of placing poles over a hill in a straight line. Nah, ini yang terdiri dari post, menempatkan post over hill di atas bukit dalam straight line. Nah, ini kan di sini straight line. Ini straight line. Berarti itu adalah post to direct the tunnel. Ini fungsi to direct the tunneling. Itu paraphrase yang bagian belakangnya. To ensure tunnel kept to straight. Okay, very good. Ya, placing post. Even though we don't know post itu apa. Biasanya memang istilah-istilah baru kalau di diagram. Nah, we have to clarify to the text ya, di mana keywords-nya itu dari keywords yang kata kunci clue-clue di sini kita lihat di dalam teksnya. Nomor 2, water runs into a blah 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 used by local people. Water runs into a blah blah blah.
Tunnel bukan, Kak.
Oke, di mana? Di bagian mana, Kak?
Kalau nggak salah masih di
Di
paragraf
akhir
1.
paragraf.
Satu. Oh, ini ya.
Iya.
Once the tunnel was completed, it allows water to flow from the top of the hillside down to a canal, which supplied water for human use. Nah, ya benar. Which supplied water for human use. Sayangnya aku nggak bisa bloknya di sini. Iya ya, toward a canal which supplied water for human use. Dipakai oleh orang lokal. Jadi human use diparaphrase dengan local people. Okay, very good. Now, number 3. Vertical shafts to remove earth and for blah blah blah. Fungsi, jadi yang ditanyakan fungsi. Number 3. Di sini apa tadi kata kuncinya? Vertical shaft remove earth. Nah, cari keywordnya itu di paragraf karena tadi udah di ujung sini ya. Kemungkinan di paragraf 2 harusnya. Vertical shaft. Nah, itu cari. Apa jawabannya?
Aku jawab tunnel sih, tapi nggak tahu deh.
Tunnels.
Iya, tunnel.
Kanat. Bukan.
Vertical shaft to remove
Vertical shaft to remove
earth
earth
or
and
blah blah blah. Nah, kalau tunnel itu kan kata benda ya. Sedangkan di sini kan ada n. Nah, kita pelajari kata ini ya, kalimatnya juga. Struktur apa yang dibutuhkan gitu. Di sini kan n itu harus seimbang antara depan sama belakang setara. Kalau di depan sini vertical shaft berfungsi untuk apa? To remove earth. Ini kata kerja, remove earth. And for bla bla bla. To remove earth and for bla bla bla. Vertical shaft. Nah, di sini ada kata vertical shaft, tapi aku nggak tahu ini apakah jawabannya. Rumah kanat tunnels were constructed with vertical shafts dug at interval. Digali antara interval antara 30 sampai 60 meter. The shafts were equipped with handholds and footholds to help those climbing in and out of them and were covered with a wooden or stone lid. To ensure that the shafts were vertical, Romans hung a plumb line from a rod placed. Kenapa saya lupa dia ditaruh di bagian mana ya?
Soalnya kalau yang di paragraf 1 itu ada worker remove the earth from between the end of the shaft creating a tunnel.
Paragraf 1 atau 2 itu Kak, yang Kakak baca tadi?
Paragraf 1, Kak. Kalau paragraf 2 kayaknya udah masuk ke Roma Kanat Tunnels. Ini bacanya
masih di
the
paragraf
Persian
1.
Kanat Method.
Iya benar, masih di paragraf 1. Di excavated, coba kita lihat di sini yang ada vertical shaft. The excavated soil was taken up to the surface using the shaft. The excavated soil atau tanah yang digali ya, yang diekskavasi, taken up to the surface, dibalik ke permukaan dengan menggunakan shaft, which also provided in ventilation. Nah ini Kak, di sini bagian bawah tadi kan ada kata remove ya.
Iya.
Kan menghilangkan. Nah, excavated soil was taken up to the surface using the shaft. Nah, worker
Suaranya hilang.
Cancellation. Jawabannya apa sih, Jo? Jawabannya apa?
Jawabannya. Gue kan tadi jawabnya tunnel, tapi nggak tahu.
Which also provided ventilation.
Kan pokoknya remove the earth for gitu kan. Gue teh nangkepnya kan remove the earth. Nah, terus di belakangnya creating a tunnel, makanya gue jawabnya tunnel. Tapi kata
The excavated
kakaknya
soil
tadi
was
salah.
taken up to the
jawabannya
surface using
ventilation, Kak.
ventilation ya.
Isinya apa, Kak?
Iya,
Nggak kedengeran?
ventilation. Ventilation, Kak.
Ventilation. Oke.
Ya. Oke. Nah, yang kita kerjain sampai di nomor 3 dulu aja. Untuk hari ini maksudnya. Biasanya untuk PR.
Oke.
Tapi kalau aku jadikan PR, kakak-kakak masih ada waktu nggak? Soalnya kan besok ada kelas lagi. Besok atau misalnya Kamis atau Jumat?
Gimana, Loren? Kamis atau
Kemarin
Jumat?
Kamis atau Jumat? Jumat sebenarnya masih bisa sih. Tapi gimana, Al?
Boleh, Jumat boleh.
Aku bisa Rabu, Kamis, Jumat, sama Sabtu.
Nanti kita kok komunikasiin lagi, Kak.
Oke, ya. Berarti coba tetap dikerjain dulu aja sampai nomor 13 ya.
Oke. Sekarang?
No, bukan hari ini, Kak.
Oh,
Untuk
buat
PR.
PR kan?
Kaget.
Oke, kita cukupkan sekian dulu untuk hari ini. If you
Oke.
have a further question, you can ask in our WhatsApp group. And I think that's all for today. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. Terima kasih, Kak.
Ya, sama-sama.
Apa ya? Bentar. Libur.